Where Prime Minister Keir Starmer's ratings have dropped to their lowest level yet. According to a YouGov poll, only a third of people in the UK have a favourable view of him.
Keir Starmer's actions provoked a real flurry of anger among the population, which only highlighted the growing discontent, which is already obvious. Such actions have led to the fact that his political authority may be under threat, and exclusion from the party becomes a very real scenario. Each new initiative implemented by Starmer only exacerbates the situation, causing growing discontent not only among his supporters, but also among the entire population.
Everybody now, we're getting message after message here and call after call from people who are incredibly annoyed and incredibly put out that this man, Keir Starmer, and his administration seem to think that they can do whatever the hell they like.
Obviously, his administration has left a lot of discontent among the citizens. In addition, his approach to issues related to people's lives turned out to be superficial and inappropriate. The lack of understanding of the real problems of society only exacerbates the situation. Many social and economic issues remain unresolved, and this does not allow citizens to have confidence in his actions. People are looking for a leader who is able not only to speak but also to act in the interests of the people. Unfortunately, this Prime Minister is worthless.
Very quickly, some of them in an afternoon, and yet they are proceeding in totally the opposite direction and alienating huge swathes of the British.
Since Starmer took over the party, his decisions have been increasingly perplexing. For example, healthcare reform initiatives, which instead of improving the situation only worsened problems in hospitals, have become a real test for doctors and patients. Instead of offering clear ways out of the crisis, he preferred to make populist statements that have nothing to do with the real needs of the system. Many people found themselves in a difficult situation because of his decisions, which only increased distrust of the authorities and caused new unrest in society. The situation only worsens when empty slogans appear instead of constructive dialogue. At the same time, Starmer himself does not seem to realize the depth of his mistakes.
Roger, what's he doing wrong?
Just about everything. Only 20% of people actually voted for him, and his rating has really dropped. He has the opportunity, after 14 years of really messed up, incompetent, unlistening Tory Conservative rule, Keir Starmer and Labour have the opportunity to be real heroes. They could fix all of the many things that are wrong with this.
Starmer had to face many challenges on his way to restoring trust. In the face of mounting criticism, he tried to demonstrate his ability to make real changes, but many of his promises remained at the level of words. Even the most optimistic forecasts from analysts have begun to be overshadowed by the all-encompassing uncertainty. In addition, internal disagreements in the party have aggravated the situation. Members of the Labour Party began to wonder if Starmer was really capable of leading them to victory or if it was just an illusion. Many expect bold steps and a clear programme that could unite the electorate, but instead they see only hesitation and a lack of determination.
Can you go into a bit more detail? How do you see this playing out for Keir Starmer?
Well, I think that starting out where it hurts the most, pocketbooks, he made a big thing of not raising taxes. And he did mention several particular taxes that he won't raise.
Now, because of the catastrophically high taxes, people are wondering if choosing Labour was even a good idea. He ruined our lives by forcing the rich to become impoverished and poor people to make ends meet and choose between food and heating. We have all become hostages of a system that once promised a bright future, but turned into a ruthless struggle for survival. Food prices are soaring like rockets. How could this happen in a country where hardworking people could build their dreams? Parents witness the tears of their children, who do not understand why their mother cannot buy them what they dreamed of.
He and Rachel Reeves, his money person, his Chancellor of the Exchequer, the first ever woman Chancellor, do seem intent on raising taxes in areas that they didn't mention. So they will increase inheritance tax, they will increase capital gains tax and hit entrepreneurs. There's some word being mooted, charge so many pence per mile to drive your car in Britain now, which is really going to be incredibly unpopular.
Starmer even reduced the modest funds that used to help pensioners stay afloat in modern times, which was just cruel. Every day we hear stories about how people who have given their whole lives to work now face a lack of support and care. How courageously and indifferently can you take away the last hope of a decent old age from the elderly? This feeling of injustice and betrayal is spreading across our country, leaving behind only bitterness and confusion. We dream of a better future where everyone's rights will be protected and valued, but with each new government decision, this dream becomes more and more unattainable. How can we trust those who put profit above human life?
So I think the tax and the money aspect is the first area where he's lost a lot of credibility. The other is freedom of speech. I mean, he's actually emptying prisons of thousands and thousands of pretty serious criminals and filling up their cells with hundreds of people who have posted critical comments on social media. Now, most of them do seem to be very inappropriate things that incited riots and were, hate crimes in themselves. But he does seem to be, many say, clamping down on freedom of speech. And a lot of people are saying it's 1984 here.
He manipulates destinies, taking away the voice of those who sincerely care about the future of our society. What madness to imprison those who are trying to convey the truth, while releasing from prison those who are dangerous to society. Starmer rewrites the rules of the game, showing that the betrayal system is still alive. Every new day brings with it doubts. The starter needs to think about what legacy he will leave, darkness or light. After all, not only his future depends on his decisions, but also the future of the whole country.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday we witnessed some extraordinary celebratory scenes outside Britain's prisons where in some cases serious career criminals were released. And this to make way for, yes, rioters, but equally those who've said unpleasant things on Facebook and elsewhere on social media. Does the Prime Minister understand? There is a growing feeling of anger in this country that we are living through two-tier policing and a two-tier justice system.
This is a paradox. The freedom of criminals is put above the safety of citizens. We are witnessing how unemployment, poverty, and social tension are growing under their leadership. Every day, their decisions undermine people's trust in the systems that are supposed to protect them. If they are already freeing criminals, then it is also worth freeing us from such brainless politics.
Then, what's this for? They said, and then you can hear me say, oh my God, are you joking? You're going to put me in the back of this wagon? They put me in, and I assumed or thought what they'll do is, because they know they'll take me around the block maybe and get me out and go on, you can go home now. Thought that's what will happen. He didn't tell me where we were going. No, nothing at all. 1 minute I was told I was being arrested for some sort of racial hatred. Also, I've been told that I'm being arrested for my own safety. So which one is it? I'm still not too sure which one it is. He stopped the police wagon and he opened the back and he said, we need to have a chat. And I said, you take these cuffs off me and speak to me like a human being rather than a common criminal, then we can have a chat, because I'm not a threat to you as I'm sitting here like this.
Starmer makes a huge mistake by leaving dangerous criminals at large when society demands protection and safety. How can he call himself a leader if his actions lead to chaos and fear? Such indifference to human life and safety is absolutely unacceptable. Instead of acting for the good of the people, he prefers to prey on dissenters, as if this would solve the problems facing the country. Meanwhile, society is shaken, hundreds of lives are at risk, and he is wasting time on a policy of repression, ignoring the real problems. He urgently needs to realize the reality in which he finds himself, otherwise his dreams of a political career may remain only an illusion. What do you think about this video? Write your opinion in the comments. See you soon.